everybody. I'm Jim Noble, and welcome again to another season of Inside Wofford Football with head coach Sean Watson. Brought to you, as always, by Yokohama. Well, Coach, I've learned a few things over the years of doing this, and one thing is that there is never a bad time to be undefeated. You go 1-0, tough, come from behind win at Gardner-Webb to open up this season. How are things in Terrier land right now in the building?
They're great. It was really rewarding for us to start off that way, and especially the way that it ended up us getting the job done and having to come from behind and find a way to win the ball game. So it was great.
We talked earlier about validating hard work, and a lot of the kids in this building have not been 1-0, had not won a non-conference game since they've been there. This was the first one in 3 years. So how has that permeated the building in the days after the win?
I think it's really, I think the focus was obviously just this game, with the kids. And I think, everybody tells us something that hasn't been. So, and we were really just set on, getting a great start, which, the way it happened, it was awesome for them because there's been a lot of validation and a lot of hard work.
Well, we've got a lot to get to here over the course of the next few minutes. We will look back at the win at Gardner-Webb. We'll also take a closer look at the redshirt freshman quarterback Amari Odom, who had a whale of a ball game in only his second career start, and a look ahead to a tough assignment on the road at Richmond this weekend. It's all ahead here on Inside Wofford Football.
It doesn't matter if you're 8 years old or 80 years old, your body is your strongest tool. Spartanburg Regional Sports Medicine Institute is here to push you to the next level. With 2 convenient locations, our doctors can diagnose, treat, and heal at our North Grove Medical Park and Star Center offices to get you back in the gym, in the game, and to the next level. We never quit because you never quit. For more information, call 560-BONE.
And welcome back. All right, preparing for Gardner-Webb, the great unknown, new coaching staff, a lot of transfers in and out. We talked about that leading up to the game, how much unknown there was, Coach. Once the game started, were there some surprises thrown at you?
Really, I don't think there was so much any surprises scheme-wise, believe it or not. And it's just, one, because, they pretty much were the same offense they were at Tiffin, so we had that film defensively. Special teams, relatively the same, because, again, same guy came with them, so we had film. What we didn't know is exactly what was going to happen with their defense, so that's us offensively. So, but the good thing is, the blessing is I had some background with their D coordinator. We've been tied together by Miami of Ohio. Our coaching roots, both of us came out of there, and Tim was there right after I was actually there, and we got to know each other over the years, and then we were on the staff together at Pitt. So, I had some background, some knowledge of what, his DNA was, and really played to what I knew. And, what we didn't know, really, honestly, is who was going to line up out there, because there was a number of players that were brand new.
Well, we'll pick things up. Gardner-Webb got on the board first. Early field goal to go up 3-0. On Wofford's second possession, you kind of got in rhythm. Amari Odom started rolling out, using his physical talent, using his arm talent, using his legs. A big early reception to Kyle Watkins that kind of got things going. And then all of a sudden, boom, 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 you're in the end zone. A great way to start things off early on. Yeah,
it was a great start. That second possession, I'd like to have done it on the first possession, obviously, because that's such a key part of the new analytics of football. And but we were able to get it going that second series, and Amari did an excellent job. The big play to Kyle was huge. It was a great read, a great throw, and then he came back with a great touchdown throw.
All right,
great throw.
Here's how it sounded. Wofford's first score of the season.
Wofford knocking on the door here at the 18-yard line. Odom rolls to his right, looking at the end zone. Amari lets it fly, and it's caught for a touchdown. Terriers! Kyle Watkins into the corner of the end zone, and Wofford's on the board in 2024.
Tell you what, you give him some time. I thought he had plenty of room to run, but that's not what he was looking to do. He's a thrower first, and he threw a strike right into Kyle Watkins' hands. So the Terriers, with a nice second drive, putting their first touchdown on the board.
Second career touchdown.
So that made it 6-0. It was not 7-0 because you go for 2 and Bryce Corriston hooks up with Samuel Coronet and catches everybody off guard. What led to that call?
We're applying a new way of doing things around here. We've really applied a lot of analytics to our work, and that was something we wanted to do early. We wanted to get try to create points as our whole objective, obviously, as an offense, but we're trying to go up significantly there and make them have to think about what their next options were.
Just keep track of that point. It may be fairly significant down the end of this game. So Gardner-Webb comes back in the second quarter. They retake the lead. It kind of went back and forth for a while. You traded some field goals. It was 13-11 at halftime in favor of Gardner-Webb. In that first half, though, some flashes that I saw. Special teams, while the return defense, you had a couple of breakdowns. I thought punter Sam Spence, in his first game as a Terrier, for his first action, he knocks out a 52-yarder on his first one, and then later in the game, coffin corners one out inside the 5. That's a great weapon when you have a punter that can flip the field like that.
No, that was huge for us, and that was our biggest concern. Going back to even spring practice, who our punter was going to be. Nice thing is he's locked in competition with guys who make him better every day, and he had to earn it. So it was nice to see his consistency. What he's been doing in practice, he actually did in the game. Which you never know about a young guy going out there, and he did a great job. I thought he was, one of the, guys who was actually graded out as a champion in our champion club on special teams.
Amir Ador also added a 45-yard punt return. That's a nice thing to get going too after he was fairly conservative last year, but the half did end 13-11 in favor of Gardner-Webb. We'll be back in just a second with a look at the second half and the thrilling finish from Gardner-Webb right after this.
Did you know Ingalls only sells USDA choice and prime cuts of meat? Maybe it's time to reward yourself. Our butchers cut all our meat fresh in the store every day. Grass-fed, organic, you name it. Not only that, we'll even cut it to order just the way you like it. And we grind meat fresh in the store multiple times a day. It's all in the bag. That's the best meat in town for the best folks in town. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
And welcome back to Inside Wofford Football with head coach Sean Watson, brought to you by Yokohama. All right, Terriers down by 2 at the half. Those first couple of possessions of the third quarter, penalties raise their head. It's week 1, and you have some new faces on the offensive line, a quarterback playing only his second college game. How much were some of those procedure penalties, holding penalties, teachable moments for the next week to come?
I think they're big teachable moments. I felt like we were pressing. The kids wanted to, obviously do well, and they added to, they got frustrated. You can't do that. You got to calm your mind and still your heart, and you got to refocus your eyes and get back to work. And we talk about it around here all the time. Get out of the bucket, and they got out of the bucket and came back. That was a good thing, and it was probably gratifying for all of us on the staff. The many things we've been talking about, trying to pour into the kids, we heard on the sideline. So we worked our way out.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of those mistakes, though, put the defense in bad position, short fields. Gardner-Webb took advantage, scored. It was a 20-11. That was really their touchdown run was really the only time they busted a long run. I think if you take that run away, they only wind up with about 30 yards rushing for the day. So certainly I thought the defense, while being put in a couple tough positions, was fighting hard. And then it's 20-11. We've seen this movie before. You're entering the fourth quarter. You feel like you're playing pretty well. You're dominating the time of possession. You're moving the ball. All you had to do was cut out the mistakes, and you started to do that in the fourth quarter.
Right, we did. We started, we really, we had some big passes dropped, and we started catching the football, and started, really executing the run game better, and, started to put together on offense, and were able to, put together some long drives.
Yeah, that drive kind of encompassing the end of the third, the beginning of the fourth. Ryan Ingram caps it off with a touchdown, cuts the lead to 20-18, and then maybe the play that changed the game and the play that was predicted by our own Tom Henson.
31-yard field goal try.
Maybe Wofford will block it and make them pay
For
for it.
Jay Billingsley, who's been perfect tonight.
Snap this.
Nice block. He called it. Wofford trying to scoop it, and Maximus Bully has it. Can he break away down the sideline? One man to beat, and he fumbles as he's tackled, but the Terriers are on it, and Wofford should have it at the Gardner-Webb 40-yard line.
You speak it into existence.
Nostra Henson. How about that? I don't see who made the block, but Hully wound up with it. See if we can get a replay. Wofford blocks the field goal and is business.
Well, Coach, Tom called it. Brandon Mena blocked it, and Maximus Pulley returned it. The field goal block, huge in terms of turning the momentum and giving you guys the ball down too.
Right. No, that was well designed by Mitch Doolittle, our special teams coordinator, and well executed by Brandon. And, that was a momentum swinger and got us field position and really set us up.
How did it look on the field? Here's safety Maximus Pulley.
One of the big plays in that second half was the blocked field goal by Brandon Mena that you were able to somehow track down the ball and give us a great return to set up great field position. How'd that play out for you?
Oh man, we had to go. We had to go get it. B Mena, man, he blocked it, and I didn't see it. I just heard it. I'm looking for the ball, and it just fell into my lap. I dropped it the first time. I picked it up the second time. So it was really crazy. It was just something that happened in a moment, and you just see ball, get ball. That's what it was.
Then the Wofford drive stalled, but Bridger Jones knocks through a clutch field goal. 47 yards, ties his career high. Wofford takes the lead 21-20, and Bridger is in midseason form with that kick. That was a clutch one.
No, that was clutch. He missed the one earlier, and he's been so clutch his whole career, and he's done a great job in training camp. So we had all the confidence in the world in him. He's a guy that can put things behind him real quick and knows how to move forward, and he did an excellent job of nailing that field goal.
All right, then things got a little weird down the stretch. Both teams are fighting tooth and nail. We think we've got an interception that free play doesn't look at, and they get to keep the ball. It's going back and forth. Every play is big. Right after that, John Poyles comes up with a huge sack while everybody's trying to figure out what's going on with the replay. That forces them to punt. Wofford gets the ball back, trying to run out the clock, trying to ice the game. 3rd and short, we think we have the first down. Questionable spot. 4th down, you roll the dice and go with it. Amari Odom loses his helmet but doesn't lose his head, manages to get it. While all this is going on, what's going through your mind?
We're trying to keep your poise because it's it's a little frantic there just in terms of all the events. We thought we had the interception, found out that we didn't have the interception. It did go to replay. They said he didn't have possession of it when he went out of bounds or while he was in bounds. And then, so it just one thing after another, and they were really fast events. So, we just, when the Amari's helmet went off, I was like, you got to be kidding me, because that doesn't happen on a sneak ever, so anyway, it was. I'm glad things turned out the way they did.
They certainly did. 21-20, the big win for the Terriers in the season opener. Here's Amari Odom after the win.
Amari, the team sort of started a little slow, sort of picked it up, and in the fourth quarter really was able to put some points on the board. Just talk about how the game unfolded for you in your second career start.
For me, we had a slow start, and we've been preaching slow starts or fast starts, I'd say, throughout fall camp. So we kind of had a slow start, but then we kept moving the ball to field. We knew they couldn't match up with us personnel-wise, so we just had to trust in each other and keep marching. It was a long game, so the first drive didn't matter as long as the last drive we came with the ball and had to win at the end. That's really what mattered at the end.
How difficult was it preparing, for the past week against a defense that you really had no idea exactly what they're going to show you?
It was challenging. Knowing that their coordinator didn't coordinate last year, and he was just a coach, but Coach Watson and all the offensive staff, they had some background on him a little bit, and then thanks to social media, we had some of their players, they were posting some stuff, so we got a kind of a good look at what they were doing. So, but really it was just, for us, it was about adapting and adjusting because we didn't know for sure what they were going to do when we came out here. We had to just put trust in our game plan and what we were going to do and then adjust on the fly and play the game.
What do you think you need to work on the most to take that next step for next week?
For me personally, I got to take care of the ball. Too many close calls, too many fumbles, too many strips. I just got to take care of the ball. When I have two hands on it, it's my ball, nobody else's ball. And then I take off the run, just get down, and nobody can punch it out. But as a team, we just got to start fast, like I said earlier, and then just continue to have confidence in each other. Once we have confidence in each other, we see we can drive the ball down the field, put points on the board, as we did late in the game.
So much talent that we probably haven't seen from that young man. 22 for 35, 260 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions, probably a couple other completions that should have been completions too. But grade Amari on that game.
I think he had he has a high standard, and I have a high standard of him. I thought he played a really solid game. He made some throws. He had big moments. He made some throws, both of balls that were caught and then, unfortunately, some that were, mishandled. That were, he's just different. And, we've got to get some work done with him. He's got to be better ball security, locking the ball up. And he's got to know when to run and when to. Really, he's got to know when to run because he hurt the defense when he runs, and he's got to stop looking to pass. He's got to look to run whenever something breaks down. And then I think we saw his talent. He made two explosive runs. One fortunate one was called back, but he can hurt you with his feet. So I think his future is really bright. We just got to keep coaching him. He needs us, and we need him. He's going to be a really good player.
All right, onward and upward. The next assignment, a tough one on the road at Richmond. We'll preview the game with the Spiders next.
Black and gold. Bold. A victory story about to be told. Grit, toughness, and tenacity. A hub of hard work in Hub City. We're on these wins like dogs on a bone. In the zone. Our place, in your face, won't leave you alone. Strength, speed, fire, true. I'm sorry, do these things trouble you? We're Wofford College. We fly the W. Ingalls, proud partner of the Wofford Terriers.
Your Wofford experience starts here. And like the generations who have come before, you choose where it takes you.
What's up from Copenhagen?
Experience Wofford.
And welcome back to Inside Wofford Football with head coach Sean Watson. I'm Jim Noble. All right, up the road we go. Coming up on Saturday, pretty long bus trip and a pretty good football team awaiting in the Richmond Spiders, nationally ranked. Probably the odds-on favorite to contend for the CAA title, and a veteran football team that's very well coached. How much of a challenge is this for you and your guys?
No, it's a great opportunity is the way we look at it because they are a very good football team. They are very well coached. They were too deep in the playoffs last year, went 2 rounds, won their league, tied for the lead title, and really made a nice run in the playoffs. They are a team that, as you watch them on film, they are very, very well coached, and their players are disciplined and really good up front. They're both sides of the ball. So that's how they built the program. They've got a good program.
And you get a sense, though, the old football adage, a team often improves the most from week 1 to week 2. How much do you think that plays into the cards for your guys this weekend?
It should, and it must. I think that's 44 years of coaching. That's the biggest thing. It's how the growth that takes place between week 1 and week 2. A lot of that is we know our players, and now they've played. The guys that haven't played are new to the program, and now we know them and they know the game. They've been out there, and they're with the win. They've been great in the building, and can't wait to have this opportunity.
Well, congratulations on win number 1. Let's get right after win number 2, hopefully, and keep this rolling. We appreciate your time, and let's have some fun this weekend. All right, and we certainly appreciate Coach Sean Watson. He'll be joining us each and every week here on Inside Wofford Football, brought to you as always by Yokohama. I'm Jim Noble, and we'll see you next week.